Hi, everybody. Welcome back to You Are the Prize. I'm Alex.
And I'm Alexis.
And what a great episode.
Honestly, just so powerful.
Yeah.
We had Gracie Cartier with us today, and she was incredible. An incredible...
Tears within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, just prepare yourself for a beautiful emotional journey.
Yeah. A real conversation about authenticity and living in your truth when everybody is telling you to do the opposite. And before you leave, where now you're going to say, but make sure you like and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching this podcast.
Gracie Cartier is a proud Philly girl, an Emmy-nominated celebrity hairstylist, and now is a performer, model, actor, and host of What's the Zhuzh with Plus Life Media, for which she received the Barbara Gittings Award for Excellence in Media. A pillar in the LGBTQ plus community, Gracie was named in the Out 100, LA's nightlife diva and icon in the ballroom community. She also advocates for trans equality with the LGBT Center Advisory Board. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to start off reading something from your Out 100 interview that really moved me last night as I was doing research. And I think it just resonates with the point of this podcast and hoping that people can understand the power of really owning yourself. So from Out 100, you said, understand that we're all afraid of living our authentic selves, no matter who we are or who you are, because of society, because of the world. But it's something so liberating and rewarding when you embrace that fear and when you get to a point of not allowing anyone's opinions to dictate the choice of your life. The choice is only yours, and never give it away to anyone else. So powerful. And off the back of that, my question is, what has your journey taught you about the concept of identity?
That is to be owned, that is to be celebrated, and that is to be mirrored back to those who see themselves in you. And just reflecting in, because, you know, that was in 2021 and now we're in 2026, you know. I just got chills a bit because I now feel that it's more, that is more lived in. I think from that point in time, yes, I was on my journey into discovering myself, but I feel like now it's more lived in. It's more fully owned. It's more fully expressed. And I just feel home within myself. So thank you for reflecting that back
Gracie,
to me.
start the episode off with this cry. Of course. Yeah. What does that feel like?
It feels like sometimes we always need these reminders. You know, we always need to be reminded of who we were, who we are, and who we envision ourselves to be. And right now, I think that, you know, we can always get caught up into the future version of ourselves. And sometimes it's always easy to get stuck in the past of who we are. But I just think that right now I'm just really in the present moment. And I think that there's something so special about really truly embracing and living in the present moment, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening, no matter what you're working through or working towards. Being in the present moment it just makes you see how grateful and how blessed you truly are. And not from outside perception, but what gratitude truly means to you.
Well, this is why we invited you here.
Yeah. I'm a little bit flummoxed, but yeah.
No, it is that reminder that we all need. And I think that the external is so much easier, I think, because you can point to the award, you can point to the job title, you can point to the place you want to be. You know, it's those are things you feel like you can put your hand around. And I think that's why it seems like those are the things you should be reaching for. And it's not.
Again, you guys, I feel the same with y'all. Y'all touch on things and it's just yes, because I think for so long, everything for me has been a lot of external. You know, you just, like you said, the career, the money, the material, you know, what car, what status quo you have. And I think that that's how we get lost in our perception of what success means to us individually. That's how we get lost in identity. That's how we get lost in just what truly makes us who we are. And I have to say that within these past, I will say, like, ever since COVID, the healing journey never ends. And I know some people are like, girl, you always on, but it's just, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a triple Sagittarius. I love working on myself. I love asking myself questions. I love sitting with myself. And I realized that, so much of what I thought I wanted, when you get it and you have it, and it's just like, oh, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And you still are left to answer. You're still left to answer those questions within you. Like, who am I really? Not, without the title, without how people see me. How do I see myself?
Yeah.
Excuse me. How do I see myself? And I think that it is, for me, it's just been like an inward journey, like these past few years. And it's been hell and back, and it's been a struggle. And yes, my external may always seem put together. Always putting on a smile on my face and always having a good time and a good swirl, but only I know what it takes for me to like sit with myself and go within. And I think that's what I'm really proud of, because I know all of those external things, they didn't fill that void that I was looking to be filled. It came because I sat with myself.
Yeah. What strikes me when you say that, because I've gone through that too, of living the life I thought I was supposed to live and wanting the things I thought I was supposed to want. And yeah, they're shiny and they're fun, and the car and the trips and and then you realize like, oh, I've been living somebody else's dream, which is fabulous, but it's not my dream. And then you're just like, okay, well, if I could produce all that or live that life based off of somebody else's dream, what could I do if it was like my dream?
Yeah.
And that, I think I'm stepping into that. I'm in that transition phase, but like, what has that been like for you to be like, yeah.
Excuse me, because like, what does it mean for you?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm repeating that because it's just like, and the funny thing about it is sometimes it's just so simple.
Yeah.
It's so simple, and you realize like all this time I've been like chasing and like been like taking myself through the ringer, and you just realize like what are the simple things that like make you happy and joyful and peaceful, and that makes you want to celebrate.
And it's not the big stuff. It really isn't. But I know that we always bring up, well, it's because we live in a capitalistic society, but it is. It totally is. Because it's like, if everybody only wanted simple things and we were all just happy spending time with our friends, dancing, cooking food we love, it's like your life would be slower and you would spend less money.
But I also think that's the challenge, though, is like, that's not going to change.
No, I know.
So how
it's
do
like,
you
so live in this system.
exist and live in the system and be authentically yourself, knowing that that's going to come up against society's viewpoint of what you should be and expectations, and there's a whole economy and everything built around that. And so bucking that trend and saying you're going to do your own thing is like, that is the work I think that you have to do every day and still stay like centered.
And that's the place that I've been at, and I can say that although it's peaceful, it can be a bit isolating. You can be misunderstood. You can sometimes be labeled difficult, the bitch, the diva. And where I'm at in my life, that I finally made peace with. I've made peace with all of that. I made peace with all the narratives, all the expectations. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when you go through hell and back and when you endure so much trials and tribulations and like grief and loss and trauma, when you just get to a point that you just like, I have to do this for me. And if it means that I have to stand on this little island in this little world of my own, I will be okay with that. Because, and especially now, like life is just so chaotic. Life is so chaotic, and I feel like if we just lean into more of the simple things, and the funny thing is that it's not getting any,
better.
Social media, everything is just like thrown in your face. So it's like, it's just so much going on to where my happy place is when I'm like, and especially, you know, being a performer, being an artist, being a creative, working in all these different environments with so many other different, you know, vibrant, beautiful, like wild personalities. It's like, I love my alone time. And I sometimes have to ask myself, like, am I intentionally isolating myself, or do I feel that I need this to fill myself up and charge myself up? One, I think that it begins with age. The older you get, the more your tolerance and your patience level is.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget growing up, you know, my mother, who was a Sagittarius, and I used to always ask her, like, one day I asked her, and I was like, are you lonely? Because she would just be in the house, and she would be in her bed, and she would be like chilling, and I was like, are you lonely? And she was like, child, hell no.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
And my mother too was like a social butterfly, but like, and now I get it. It's like that extroverted introvert. And I'm like, please forgive me. I'm sorry for labeling you and diagnosing you with, you know, this loneliness, but she knew, and now I do. At this age, I understand and I get it. It's just about protecting your peace, your energy, preserving, and just, again, allowing yourself to sit with yourself and hear yourself.
Yeah.
And nurture yourself.
Yeah. Why do you think that feels so hard for people to like sit in the quiet?
It's not easy facing yourself. It's not.
Because I think a lot of people think that they have faced themselves, or they do know themselves, and they just are social. They just like to be out and be surrounded by people. But I wonder, because I'm an extroverted person, but I love to be alone. And that I need to recharge being alone. Like, I enjoy my own company, but...
Well, I'm thinking about that article you sent me last night about the woman who created a journal prompt that like changed her life, and she laid out specifically exactly what she wanted, and da-da-da. And the paragraph that stood out to both of us was, we have this secret fear that we're not allowed to desire things.
Right.
And I think,
like, if you get specific about what you want, then the specificity actually punts a punctuation on the fact that you don't have it. And that's painful.
Yeah. And then, so then you just like, are like, well, I guess I'll just continue existing in this way that I have been.
Right.
Which is not fun, but it's what I know. And yeah.
Yeah. But I guess it is that. I think when you're alone, you are confronted with...
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's what I was going to say. When you sent that article and I texted you, I was like, this is giving me anxiety because it's asking me questions about myself that I'm not ready to answer. But also I'm like in this state of wanting more for myself, or being like in a little bit of pain from, you know, this current state that I'm in. And I don't know. Yeah. It's scary to confront yourself.
It's scary. It really is. It's scary. And it takes guts to do it. And I think that's the reason why I always take these little breaks, I call them, and they never really make sense to me when it's happening, but it makes sense when I feel like I'm kind of not on the other side, but when I'm gaining some clarity and when I'm gaining some insight. And I'm grateful that I have a small group of close loved ones, friends and family that they understand and they know oh child, she's going through a moment, she's I go through my little cocoon phase, but there's a lot of people that don't understand it. And it's hard because sometimes I don't even understand it, but it's just I just really just need to separate and kind of understand, because like I said, I'm the type that I just ask questions. I ask myself a lot of questions, and I can't lie to myself. I'm honest with other people. I'm honest with myself. I check to myself. I'm bitch, I will get myself together in a minute when I know that something's not right. Yeah. And it's the same way how when I came about my transition, I'm at the height of my career. I'm all the things that I said that I wanted, car status, all of this. But I just was not happy. And I just had to keep asking myself, like, what is this? Because you're not living in your truth. And recently, like you was saying, like, I just realized that, like, I wasn't okay. Like, I just knew that I wasn't okay. And I knew that it was bigger than the grief of me losing my parents. Like, I knew that it was bigger than that. And it's just like, it's layered, because when you go through that grief process of like losing your parents, when other family and friends family and friend members, you feel, if they pass away, you feel that loss. It's like, it's just like all this collected like grief, and it just continuously comes up. But for me, when I always ask myself, like, okay, what is it? Because, we can say we healed and we healing and, I'm working on my trauma, but I feel like until you really get to like the root of what it is. And I always was like, oh, I'm on my healing journey. I'm working through my trauma. I'm working through my grief. But I had to go to like the root. And in my discovery and going to the root, I began EMDR therapy.
Oh, okay. My therapist keeps pushing me to do that.
Life-changing.
Really? Okay.
Life-changing. And I got to get to the root.
And what does that feel like? Talking about sitting with yourself. What did that feel like to...
Extremely painful. Gut-wrenching. It brought up shame. It brought up guilt. It brought up me feeling as if like it was all my fault. It brings up having to question my identity, having to question why I'm attracted to the men that I'm attracted to, why I'm, expressing myself. And it like brought it all up. And it's like, I couldn't run from myself anymore. And I realized that although I'm very grateful for my career path and for me being an ambitious person, I also understand that there was a part of me that was running from something because I was trying to find the success, the love, the money, the materialism to like fill that void. And like I said, I was always like the strong person. You just keep going, you keep going, and you keep going, and then you become so numb to where as though when things like happen to you, you're not even aware of like what it is that you're feeling and why it is that you're feeling that way. And for me, I got to the root. And I've never said this out loud, aside from my therapist. Experiencing sexual abuse and experience it from a family member at a very young age, and also experiencing physical abuse from another family member, all at the same time, intertwined. You then begin to see why the choices you make, why the choices that you make, why you sometimes act out, do the things that you do, why you feel like you're not worthy of things, why you push away people, why you my life, it like really all began to make sense to me. And it was like, wow, like it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Hurt like hell.
Yeah.
But it like all began to click and like make sense. And I told myself, I was like, I'm grateful that nightlife, I'm so grateful for nightlife, because nightlife has provided opportunities for me to, continue to make a living and do what I do. As far as being a hairstylist, I knew that just didn't serve me at that point in time, but it did. It took me on a journey of struggle and like survival. But I just told myself, like, I gotta do it this way. Can't do it no way nobody else telling me how I should do it. I gotta do it this way. Right now, I'm not focused on my career. All my life, I've been like focused on my career. It took me away from like my family. There was the sacrifice I had to take. I had to pull away from not being able to be a parent to my daughter the way that me being grown now, the way that I would want to. It took away, like when you lose your parents, it's like all this time I was so busy chasing this like success that like I wasn't really there for, I was there, but not there like how I knew I could or I wanted to be there. Yeah. So I just had to like put all of that on hold and just was like, you know what? It's time for me to dig deeper within myself.
Are you able to look back now and give yourself grace for being so ambitious because you knew that you were running from something?
I
and
am.
You're focusing. Yeah.
I am. I mean, sometimes it's easier than others.
Sure.
Because I'm just like, all I've known. When you just forced to be, when you have family members being hard on you, and then you already have that kind of like being hard on yourself,
Yeah.
wanting to do everything right. It's a heavy load, but I'm grateful to be here today, not to tell it from a victim story, but to tell it from a person who is like, I feel, yes, I do understand that I will have to continue to like work through it, but I feel that I'm on the other side. The fact that I even just feel lighter right now.
Yeah.
The fact that I can like vocalize and like say that I now understand that I got to the root of like what was holding me back in my own life and in my own path.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
so
you for
powerful.
sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm trying not to cry. Yeah.
Oh.
Um,
I do find that the lightness when you say, like, the truth comes out and you don't even realize that you've been carrying something around your whole life. I had an experience last year that really I didn't know until something changed. I didn't know that I had been carrying around like this backpack for 40 some years. And then I was like, oh my God, the backpack is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, until you have the contrast, I think you don't realize how heavy it was.
and the pain is the worst when you're confronting it and telling it, I can't do this anymore, which is the other end of it. That's the resolve, but that's the peak of the mountain. And so like, no wonder nobody wants to fucking climb Everest, because you see all these bodies that have frozen on the way up, and you're just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stay with what's normal. But really, like, life begins on the other side.
It truly does. It's like you were saying, it's like, it's one thing when we see people and, we watched Oprah, we watched all these people
God,
growing
yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
you see people tell these stories, and you just like, wow. You're like, it's like, okay, it kind of like goes over your head a little bit as you continue to go through your journey in life, but then you realize when you come to that moment of your own, to when you face that within yourself and realize like, wow, like, okay, so I have been, like you said, I've been carrying this for so long, and I didn't really realize like the effect that it had on me. Like, I knew that I was always a light being, and I knew that I always had light and joy within me, but I also knew that there was something that was within me that just did not feel right, and feel that it's a part of me, but it didn't belong to me. Because a lot of the times when all this stuff, it don't even really be.
No.
I mean, I could take accountability and responsibility, but a lot of the times, a lot of this shit don't even be yours.
Yeah.
It be like everyone else's.
Yep.
The person who wanted to harm you, the person who, and I had to realize it's not about me playing blame game, but I also, and I had this realization in therapy. It was like, because before I used to always want to take the blame. I used to always want to take accountability. Like
Be
I
in
said,
control,
the shame. Like,
yeah.
I just wanted, everything is me. Everything is.
Because you can fix you can't fix them. So you're like, well, if I can fix everything, then at least like that's something I can do.
Yeah.
Yes, and I had to realize, like, no, I can take accountability for how this made me react and go throughout my life and make choices and decisions because this happened to me. But this was not my fault, and you did this to me. I can forgive you, I can forgive myself, and I can forgive the situation, and I can like move forward. But I had to realize that, like, I'm not gonna just keep sitting up here holding myself accountable and just like letting you just no.
Yeah.
And there's power in it.
There is. Forgiveness of yourself, I think, is it's such an unlock. It is.
That too is like a huge weight. Cause you just, like you said, you carrying around this backpack, like, and you're just like, no, I can put it down.
Right.
Oh.
But sometimes you don't even know you're wearing it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that feeling when you do realize and you just like literally your posture changes.
Yeah.
Because you can finally step into. I remember standing in front of a friend and he was like, "You're standing taller," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't even notice that like I'd done some work or whatever, and it's just powerful how people notice when you are actually walking in your truth, and you're walking at your standest and your tallest, standing in your tallest, and you feel like, this is me.
This is me. And it's such a good feeling when, because, you know, sometimes we do so much work on ourselves and we're always like looking in the mirror and we see ourselves that you don't really like see it the way other people see it. But when people who truly genuinely care for you and love you, when they can like notice and tell and see a shift in you, because my good sister, mentor, friend, she said the same to me the other day. She was like, your posture is different. And it meant a lot to me because one, she's a chiropractor, two,
She really meant
I was like, oh girl.
She's trying to give herself a compliment.
Like one, she's a chiropractor, two, she's like a medium, a spiritual, like she's like, she does this. So she's a doctor. So it was like, it really meant a lot to me. And I was like, okay, like I do feel, and this is another thing, not to tap into vanity, but I feel like the more I heal myself, the more I work on myself, you know, everybody like, oh my God, you look so good for your age. Yes. Because I work on myself internally. Oh my God, your aura, your energy is so good. Yes. Because I dig deep and I do the work. Like the clothes and the hair and the zhuzh and all that's just the dressing. The inner work, that is the foundation of why I am the way that I am and why I move the way that I move.
Yes.
It's so it is so true, and this it's like we're all like trying to get the secret to anti-aging and all these things, and it's like being happy with yourself, having people in your life who see you and mirror back to you the version of yourself that you love. And that's the best anti-aging there is.
It truly is.
And because you feel and exude a lightness. You know, it's like it radiates. And, you know, all the things that were keeping that light under wraps before, it's like you've exfoliated all of them.
Oh, exfoliate. Yes, exfoliate.
I think often about that little Sunday school, don't let Satan blow it out, you know? And
What's that? Wait, sorry.
This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
Yeah.
This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And there's verses like, don't let Satan blow it out.
I don't think I ever learned that verse.
I never heard that.
You haven't heard that either?
I never heard that.
I never heard this little light of mine.
Don't
I
let
heard
Satan
this
blow
little
it
light
out.
of mine, but I did not know Satan was there.
You hadn't heard either, Champ? Okay. Boogie? No? Okay.
I'm here for the remix, but I never heard the don't let Satan.
Anyway, that has been playing in my head as I've been doing work and thinking about how to show up authentically. And it's just like, don't let other people blow out your light, because it's so easy to walk into a dark room and you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to turn lights on. No, actually, you're supposed to be the light that's in that room that then gets other people to realize, oh, I need to turn my light on.
Yes, you do. And I'm glad you said that, because, you know, for a very long time, like I always felt that, but I never wanted to come across as the person that's like, oh, someone is jealous, or oh, someone can't take it. But the truth is, people really do be trying to blow your light out and try to like stop your shine. That's the truth of the matter. It is.
It is.
It's true.
Because they're not comfortable
with themselves.
They're not comfortable with themselves.
And they project all of that onto you. And like I said, I'm tired of playing small to make other people feel comfortable. Like, am I strong in my boundaries? Yes, I am, but I'm a sweet person. And I know that I'm only this way because of like what my journey in my life has been like. I came out the closet at 18 years old. So it's like from Philly to New York to Atlanta to LA, and even my little European cities that I visit, it's like I've been in this community. I know what goes on. Like I've been there, done that. I'm from the ballroom community. My mother was a hag. Like she had 3 gay best friends that were very, like I would sit around and be with them, like shade, cattiness, drama, the aggratry of it all. Like this is how I grew up. So it's like, I'm not going to like pretend that I don't know like what's going on. And then people will be upset with you because you're not playing the pretend game with them.
That they have to play,
It's like, I know what's going on. I see what it is. But when we also talk about the work, that too has been a part of has been a part of like my healing and my growth journey that I am very proud of. Because I come from a very, very violent and mean and vicious, like city, community, family, and I'm grateful that I chosen to like leave that behind. Yes, it takes a lot of restraint, and I realize that there's so much power in restraint. Because people that know me from back then, they don't know the person that I am now. And the people that know me now don't know the person that I used to be. Because you said something wrong to me, oh baby, I was slapping the shit out of you. I would say the meanest thing to cut you down. But again, through my healing work, I realized that there was also the bully in me that was bullied.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to repeat that cycle.
Yeah.
So even now when I like come across, you know, stuff like this, or, you know, just like challenging times, it's like, it takes a lot out of me to remain in my power, remain in my truth, while also letting someone know, like, you're not going to try me. You know, I've worked too hard. I have too much going for myself. I'm a lady, and I have class, but I still don't take no shit.
Yeah. Which is fine whether you're a lady or you don't have class. Like, that is just that is standing up for yourself.
And it's something that I think that we all should be comfortable doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing that upsets me is that even people within our community, we can be so quick to always feel like the outside world or the heterosexuals or like the others are making us feel away. Yeah. But like Lauryn Hill said, how we gonna win when we ain't right within?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we were chatting when we were prepping for this and talking about what it means to show up authentically in these spaces, especially for you as a performer. You have a multi-hyphenate title with your name, and you show up in these spaces sometimes as a performer, but you also show up in these spaces as a soul, just wanting to experience safety and
let my hair down.
And let your hair down. So how do you balance those two, I guess, worlds or states? How do you maintain centered knowing that people are expecting things from you? Me in my everyday life, my morning practice is like very important to me. Like waking up in the morning, sitting with myself before I like pick up that phone and like start scrolling. Some days it's easier than others. My journaling, my meditation, like I spoke about my therapy, but my alone time, like me just recharge. Because when I come from a party, like it takes me, my body is not, can't jump back like how I used, spring back like I used to. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, you know. But you look like it, but I get it. Yeah.
It's that inner work.
Yeah.
Glowing.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it takes a lot. But I feel like just me always like just grounding myself and just me always like remembering who I am, why I'm here, and focusing on those moments of when I'm out that do fill me up. Like before it was just like, you know, I just like to really just have a good time, and, you know, whether I'm getting lit, getting twirled, you know, doing my thing, like, but now it's like I really appreciate those moments when I like have a moment with someone in a party and we get to like go beneath the surface and like get to have like really good conversation. Like that fills me up. Like all the other stuff that like happens and go on, it's like, again, it's just stand in my truth and be myself and not trying to conform to anyone else's expectations of how I show up. Sometimes no matter how you handle it, you know, depending on whatever mindset others are in, it takes a little bit more breath work and like grounding. Yeah. But it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah. It is. It's a lot. Like I love showing up in community, with community, for community, but it takes a lot out of you. Yeah. It's tiring. It's extremely tiring. Because that's almost a performance of safety in and of itself, right? Because we have these safe spaces, but then we go there and we're just as we go there, we want to be safe and want to have escape. We're just as bad and judgmental and da-da-da-da. So it's this weird, like, I don't know, it's just duality. It's the duality of both. Yeah. It's the duality of both, and I think me just staying around those who bring me joy and those who like bring me warmth and good vibes and energy, I just like try to, stay surrounded by that, and anything else, I just know to kind of like keep my distance. That's the thing I love about being from Philly. Like East Coasters, we just like, if we don't get
You're
along,
your own, yeah.
if we don't get along with someone, we know how to be cordial. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing? Keep it moving. Like, we don't gotta be like, oh, so let's do lunch. Knowing damn well we don't get along.
Yeah.
Or we don't really see, you don't really fancy me, and maybe I don't fancy you for whatever reason. Like, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, that too can be the draining part. Like, if we just knew how to, like you said earlier, if we just knew how to like keep things simple and respectful, because the respect right now is like
Yeah.
out the window.
Yeah.
Respect is out the window in these spaces, and I feel like we need to like work on our manners again. Like, let's like bring back, we know that it's a crowded space, it's a lot going on, but if you feel your body energetically come in contact with someone else's, and like you just so unaware, it's just rude and it's just tacky. And I just feel like we've lost a lot of that within these spaces. Like, people don't want to say excuse me. People don't want to like, they just like leave their manners, and it's just so uncouth.
Yeah.
Like, have some decorum.
Yeah.
And especially when you do it to women. Like, no, it should be done to anyone, but especially when it's being done to women, whether it be cis, whether it be trans, whether it's been really coming off of this Pride Month.
Yeah.
It wore me out.
Tell us more.
It really wore me out, because I just think that we just kind of like lost regard of like space and like boundaries and being respectful to others. Especially when Black trans is the reason why you get to be the joyful and celebrate in the fullest expression of yourself.
You said something in another article about being challenged. And you said, but again, this is when you're challenged. Do I really believe who I say I am? Do I really love myself the way that I say I do? Do I trust myself and show up in the world? Do you remember that?
Was that in the out?
No, it was a different article, but it's still powerful nonetheless. But I think that, I mean, those are the questions that I ask as I'm doing the work and I show up in these spaces that used to feel safe and comfortable. And then I'm like, this is a little bit at odds, but I'm putting myself in there, and then I have to go through that kind of list.
And some days, or sometimes I may fall a little short.
Yeah.
And I give myself grace.
Yeah.
And I may not really realize it until like I get home, because sometimes like I may be like, I could have handled that a little.
Sure.
Or maybe this person wasn't really coming off the way that I thought or it felt or it seemed like. But again, you just always have to like, it's like you always like, you don't want to be defensive, but it's just so much energy happening that you do. You just always have to like stand in guard.
So where is a safe space for you? I know home and bath and meditation, but where do you feel like you can be safe and express yourself? Do you feel like you can when I see you out at...
Of course, I feel safe. I just always feel like I said, the duality and the nuances of the situations. Because, like any of us, when we go to work, like we dealing with our own stuff, like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And, you still got to show up, and you still have to like be social, and you still have to like do all of these things. But it's like, you want to go out because you feel in like a safe space, but then certain things are happening that's like also still kind of like triggering you and like just feeling uncomfortable. But you just still gotta like push through and keep going. And I don't want to come across as like, because like I said, I love community so much, but it's just the reality of it. It's
reality. I mean, we talked about that, doing the work, knowing that identity is very real and is a currency, but also trying not to be trapped by that identity and those boxes that you try and live. Like, it's very much a hopscotch, double dutch. You're just you're trying to figure out how to stay clear-headed and in love, with yourself, and not be knocked off by all of the other distractions.
Because it's easy to like come out of your vibration and then be like,
Yeah.
okay, well let me just lower to go down to like everyone else's
Yeah.
vibration. That's what I say. If I want to go and if I want to have a good time, if I want to have a good time and twirl and be tipsy because I want to.
Yeah.
Not because I feel like I need to like meet the vibration of like everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But I went out this past weekend and I had an amazing time. It felt so good.
Good.
It felt so
Good.
good. I needed that.
Good. For you.
I needed that.
Were you performing or you were just out?
I was like, doing a little appearance.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It felt good. I had went to Vice Underground and where else did I go? I worked. I know that Vice Underground this weekend was it was really good.
Good. Okay, so where are you at in this phase of your life? What are you excited about? We were talking about your grandbaby earlier.
Oh my gosh. I'm just so obsessed with her. I'm seeing the rewards of the work that I put in. Like I said, I wanted to focus on, my strengthening my bonds within my family. Me and my daughter's relationship is the best that it's been since transitioning, just in general, since she's a grown adult 30-year-old woman. And I think that my relationships with my goddaughter and my best friend, who's like my sister, my mentor I was telling you about, mourning some of the relationships that like did go their separate ways and understanding that like no one was like the villain. It's just that like sometimes like we grow apart, and I think for me, because I am always like wanting to like grow and like I just feel like I need to surround myself with people that can be growing in their own way. Maybe you could be growing in your career, but for me, like I feel safe when I'm in spaces that understand the work that I'm doing and understand, where I'm at, and they can also, they don't have to be above or beneath, but can like meet me there. And wanting to be around others to where as though I'm not always the one teaching, where I'm learning, where I'm around others that are like further ahead than me. But circling back to my family, like even in like the highest of my high, because I just celebrated 15 years in LA the 21st, and I didn't realize that till last night. Thank you. Life be just going so much and you just be so much going on, and I just was like, wow, that's like really. But again, like throughout my time here in LA and throughout my career, it was always like career and it was always about ambitions, but that family wound was always like there. So to be on the other side of that, like in good graces with my daughter and having a relationship with my grandbaby and my nephew, who I'm too obsessed with, it's a beautiful feeling. And I think that's what I'm focused on right now. Like, yes, I know I'll get back into like my creative, ambitious bag, but for me right now, it's just kind of like all those years that I spent like running and like feeling numb. Like I'm just in the space of like feeling good again, feeling joy, feeling hopeful, feeling faith again, even in the midst of still trying to make it in these times we living in.
But that's the gag. That's the game.
Right.
Like that's
right. But we live in a world that's like, but you were nominated for an Emmy. It's like that. Then like that's the thing that people prize. They think that that's when it means that
you've made it.
Yes.
That
and
you're
it's
somebody.
like that was before you even started making it really. And that's the like, we talked last week about the idea of wintering, of like from, it looks like there's nothing happening. There's no leaves on the trees, but the roots below the surface are expanding and growing. And that is so powerful when you start to see the little flowers pop up from all the things that you've been doing for yourself. And
it's tricky. It's tricky because you just be so deep into it, and like externally everything still looks the same. Everything still looks chaotic, everything, but then you don't realize like all that you've been doing like on the inside, and it's like that is just as powerful and valuable as like all of the shiny things that you think is happening.
More
and that's
so.
something I be having to remind myself of too. Like, just because things is quiet and just because, you know, you may not have all the answers right now, you may not know the next step, or you like trying to figure it out just like everyone else is right now, like this work that you're doing, this time that you're taking for yourself is not in vain.
No. But I think often, I mean, do you guys feel this way where you'll sit down with friends to catch up and you feel like you have to give them news?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, like you have to, you want to tell them a great job thing or a new relationship or these things. And it feels so unsatisfying sometimes to be like, I'm just doing a lot of work on myself.
Yeah.
But it's like, that is actually, we should be celebrating that so much more.
I love that you said that, because it's like, it's so underrated, and it's like, you do kind of like walk away leaving like feeling like you're not really doing nothing because you don't. And it's a shame that I think that sometimes even as friends, like let's not make that like our catch up, like about work, about
your status?
what's your
status?
like give me status, what you working on,
Yes.
who you dating. And sometimes even like that dating question, I know it can just seem like light and just like, oh, I just want to catch up, but it's like, right now, like dating is hard. Dating is challenging for each and for all of us. So it's like sometimes you don't want to be reminded of having to go into like why your like dating life is not like working right now. And I know for me as a trans woman, it's like it's just like, can we not right now?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how like
Yeah. You're having a hard time as you are without whatever, and now I have this added layer, and
and I gotta like break, and it's like I would think that you would know, especially if you're someone within in our community. You should know that what I'm dealing with when I'm like dealing with these. I do believe in love, and I do believe and I do trust to know that it's going to happen one day. But you also know the society that we live in right now and how men are when it comes to dating trans women. And speaking of friends, the unfortunate part is that you come to realize that it's like these men really do be wanting to be with you. It's not even like their own
that whole
shame.
society thing.
It's just
have
like
to play
it's like
in.
the friends and the family. So it's just like, can we just not? Can you just ask me how I'm doing? And like let's let that be it. Which shows? Let's talk about Love Island.
Yes.
Let's talk about Housewives. Let's talk about. Let's catch up on that.
Any day. Yeah.
But like when we start like going into like all these things that are like measuring up to like what's happiness and what's success right now, like it's energy draining.
Which is and it's also though it's like they're asking that and saying that as a yardstick for themselves as well. Because if you're in a place, if you're in a good place and then they're not in a place, then that sets something in their mind, you know? So you have to be careful, like, with the intention of who's of the person that's asking the question.
I got you. Because that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. And also, sometimes a lot of people always want to ask you what's going on with you, but they also don't want to share what's going on with them.
No. But that's also a prison for themselves that they are stuck in. And again, it's this weird, like, two-way, one-way mirror of asking, because then I'm secretly judging myself, and then I'm going to go home on the ride home and think about I haven't talked to somebody and da-da-da-da. It's just like, but actually, if I sat there and I had the conversation with you and knew and was confident in myself that I know somebody's going to come when I'm ready and when they're ready to find me because I've got my shit in order, then you don't get thrown off by everybody else's projection. It's just
it is projection.
It's projection.
Totally. And I think then I have found myself, you feel kind of defensive where you're like, you start to say, but it's fine. And then you start to think to yourself, well, is it fine? Am I fine with
the narrative
it?
you craft
I thought I
yourself.
was fine, but now that I'm defending it to all these people, I must
then
not
you wake
be.
up the next day and you're like, why do I feel icky?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not what friendship should be about.
No.
Of like, it shouldn't be people who you have to report how well you're doing by these external standards.
Yeah.
I feel like the real friendships will be the friendships to where as though you don't even have to like, you will want to be forthcoming about what it is that you're going through. You don't feel this pressure to like perform and be on the spot of like, catch me up on everything that you're going through. It's just like, no. And for me, I'm a very private person. So it's like, there's certain things that it's not even that I don't care about. It's just
for you.
It's just for me. It's just for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'm grateful. It's good when you have people in your life that know and love and accept you for who you are. When you go through your distant phases, when you feel like you don't want to share until it's time to share.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for those connections because I do. I don't feel that I don't have to perform.
Yeah.
And it is a feeling of performance.
It's performance. It's all performance.
Because you also, sometimes I find myself, I'm like, I don't want to bum them out with
Yeah.
my sad story.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like, it's just going to make us all feel bad. So then you put on a good, like, you know, and I've always used humor as
Yep.
my defense mechanism. So I'm like, I will tell them the worst story that I have. And then we're all laughing. And hopefully by then we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, then I've exposed something I didn't really want to talk about, but I thought it would get a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a total performance.
Now I just let people make up their own story and just agree.
Yeah. Oh, you're there. I'm sorry about you.
Their interpretation, I don't even, just go ahead, just have at it.
Well,
Well, when
you
you
can't
know yourself
control
so
it. You
well, it
can't-
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of knowing yourself.
Because it doesn't land. It doesn't. You know, it's like when somebody says something to you that you just know isn't true, it doesn't hurt your feelings. But it's like but the things I'm insecure about, if somebody even hints at it, I'm like, oh, you know. But it's like, you know, if somebody were to say I'm dumb, it just doesn't. I'm like, well, I know I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
But you know, well, I don't need to list my insecurities, but like, you know, there are other things that are more tender.
Totally.
And when
Yeah.
they say it, you're like, oh. And I think when you know all of the parts of yourself and you're happy with them.
And you own it.
You own it. And it might not be what somebody else would choose, but it's yours and you love it because you've gotten yourself to a place where you're like, this is who I am. And there's acceptance. You can say anything you want about me.
Yeah.
There is nothing more powerful.
Again, like with age, it's just like you just really like. I mean, of course, your natural human self is kind of like, oh, but then it just be like, have at it, like just
Yeah.
Because
just-
what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do
Yeah.
but like cause yourself so much strife and like just upset by trying to bend and conform to these people who are also doing the same? I think that comparison is quicksand. It's a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy. And once you step out of that and you realize like, oh, I'm an original. I'm one of one. I'm the only one. Like, as cheesy as it is to quote Beyonce, like that,
But
there
honey,
is power in that.
honey.
You really are one of one. The universe and all the things and all the random acts and the meetings and the deaths and the car accidents and the have conspired for you to be in this place as Gracie Cartier.
And I have to say that is like, that's why like I've just been feeling like my fullest like confident self. Like I don't care who's think they doing better or doing better. I don't
Yeah.
care who got more. I don't care about none of that. I know who I am and I know what I give and what I bring and what I can do. Yes, I'm a little like sitting down chilling right now, but it's like, because the hard part for me was the hurtful part was when I did kind of like take a step back and you see people that surpass you, whether they feel like they have or whether the reality of it is that they have. But it's like, I remember when I was someone who was a part of the blueprint for you to do what you're doing. And I'm happy for you for doing what you're doing. But now that you're doing what you're doing and now you kind of like want to make me feel less than, you want to make me feel bad about myself, or you want to kind of like give me some like shade. It's just like all these different things. And it's just like, again, I'll let you have it because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm going to continue to do.
Yeah.
But I know at the end of the day, none of that means nothing to me. Like I'm so unfazed about status and like wealth and like all that, because I have an understanding of what wealth is. I have an understanding of what my riches is, and it's like there's no need for me to try to compare to anyone else. It's like you said, because honey, I am one of one. I am one of one. I don't care. Nobody's just like Gracie Cartier, darling.
No.
You know?
Yes, I know.
And there's power in that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the way how everyone should walk and move through the world.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
It would be so much more fun.
it would be
Joyful.
joyful. It would
would
be
be.
amazing.
Yeah.
And not going around with these measuring sticks.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that y'all have me here today.
We
We're
are-
grateful to have you here.
Perfect time to
Yeah.
do some rapid fire
Wait, can I ask one question?
Of course.
We kind of went back and forth about, are we going to talk about past or whatever? But as I was doing research, there were 3 ages that stood out to me that you had some realization. Age 5, you knew that you were different.
Mm-hmm.
Age 18, you came out as gay to your mom, but she was like, don't dress as a woman. And then age 22, you started wearing heels for the first time, and that was like your moment where you're like, oh.
At what age?
22, you said? But that was in one of the articles.
I believe I started wearing heels in I think it was 2012.
2012?
No, it was.
There was some Halloween party that you went to. It said you were 22 and you wore. Anyway.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Those
that was when I
3
dressed up as
ages.
Grace Jones. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, Grace Jones, yeah. Those 3 ages, thinking about that and now thinking where you are now. Look at that smile. That says it all. What would you say?
It was all worth it. It was all worth it. It was really, truly all worth it. And yes, you can go back to like the woulda, coulda, shouldas. If you would have started earlier, if you would have started, it just, you're right where you're supposed to be. And it was all worth it. And the funny part is that it really is just beginning.
Yeah.
It really is just beginning.
You couldn't be this person that's sitting in front of us without any of that stuff. And I think we forget about that, or we think like, oh, we have these bruises and scratches, but like those things heal and scars can be beautiful. And the person that you've become and blossomed from that wouldn't have been this person any other way.
It's all of what makes me who I am. And that's what makes me like layered and like multi-dimensional and like never being able to being put in a box or label, or every time you think you got me figured out, honey.
Yeah.
You know,
swerve left. Yeah.
It's like I love that about me. Like those are the things that I really do. I love about me. I love that like all these different experiences I've had like shape me into the person that I am. And again, this is why I say like I don't care about what anyone. I'm good with me.
What a beautiful place to be in.
I'm good with me. I'm good with me. Through my highs, my lows, my struggles, my thrives, like I'm good with me.
Good. Okay, rapid fire.
That is what we should all be striving for.
Totally.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, rapid fire. What is bringing you the most joy these days?
Celebration of myself.
Okay. Best dance floor anthem of all time. We always have to bring it back to this.
I'm so indecisive, but you make me feel mighty real.
Yes.
Rest in peace to Brandon from Rhonda, like at his memorial service. I know it's rough questions, I'm sorry. I know it was his memorial, and I'll never forget, it was like they had like the little like altar area, and like it came on, and like I had a moment, like an out of body experience moment, and like every time that comes on in the party, like I lose my shit.
Yeah.
So
he's speaking to you.
yes.
Yeah, Sylvester, yeah.
Who has the best hair in Hollywood? Just to go back in time a little.
Ooh,
This is good.
that's a good question. That's a good question. Can we come back to that? That's a good question.
Yes. Although we're going to a more serious one.
Wait a minute, I'm gagging. Of all the questions, that is the question that tripped me up.
Yeah.
Because from a hairstylist perspective,
I know.
and
That's
also
why we asked
from
Yeah. Okay, think about it. We'll come back to it.
Okay, so switching gears, what's one thing that you hope people understand better about the trans experience?
that is just divine. It's just divine.
It is.
It's divine. And it should be just normal.
Right.
It's divine.
Yeah. What's making you feel like the prize today?
Because I'm just walking in my truth. And my truth is that's the prize, honey.
Yes, that is the ultimate
That's the prize. Walking in my truth. Oh my gosh, who has the best hair? That is like, ooh, that gagged me. Cause like, are we talking like wigs? Are we talking like cuts?
That's up to
like,
you.
Are we
That's
talking
That's up
like,
to you.
Oh, this is hard. The pressure. I felt like Julia Robinson's Pretty Woman. Oh, a name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can do a follow-up.
You can do a follow-up.
We'll check in
Yeah.
with you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's your favorite person that you styled?
I had a lot of fun with Garcelle Bouvet. I had a lot of fun with her. She's a Sagittarius, so we kind of like understood and got each other. I had a lot of fun with Jada. I think it would be between Garcelle and Jada. With Jada, because I got to like, you know, travel the world and, you know, made a cute coin and got the girls.
Yeah.
But also because like they just, you know, welcomed me into their family and their home, and she was there for me when my mom passed away and also when I had my breast done. So, you know, I would say those are the closest two.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This has been, I think, a highlight of our other guests, a highlight of our season.
Oh, that means a lot because y'all had some amazing guests.
We have had amazing guests. I just want to say quickly, you know, you saying the word divine. I say every part of my mantra every morning is I'm a channel for divine creative intelligence, and that word divine, I think, is just embodies you and that experience, and really just understanding that you have to really know who you are in order to make such a drastic change, and you have to believe in yourself. And I think divine is the perfect word to capture where that comes from. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
2 names came to me: Kellen Rowland and Sierra.
Yes. Kelly Rowland and Sierra.
And Sierra.
Got it. Yes.
Kelly Rowland.
And that's a
Sierra.
wrap.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of You Are the Prize. We'll see you next time.
Be sure to-
Thanks for joining us on another episode of You Are the Prize. Until next time, go do something that feels like you.
And we hope that means liking and subscribing. Find us on Instagram at youaretheprize_pod, on TikTok at youarethePrizePod, and you can find us on YouTube.
Don't forget to check out our other episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
This has been a Studio Stab production in collaboration with The Champ Effect. Original music by Scott Martin.